Our next guest was a single mother who was laid off not once but twice while working as a secretary. But after the dust settled, she says it really was the best thing that ever happened to her. Now she's helping others. Please welcome author of Help for the Laid Off, Mary O'Quinn Kaarto. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's interesting that, you know, when your back's up against the wall, you discover things about yourself, and the skills that you had in somebody else's workplace, you always take with you.
Absolutely.
So when you were laid off, you're thinking, okay, what do I do now for the second time? What gave you the idea to start writing the book?
Actually, it was the Lord's idea, Deborah. I fell out of a tree 2 weeks after I was laid off and had an accident. I was trying to prune the tree myself, and I prayed and asked God, why did you allow this to happen again? And very quickly, He said, I want you to write a book about trusting me during a layoff.
And then help other people.
And that's what happened.
Yeah,
that's how it came about.
Because that became your job.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the things in here. A lot of us don't think about where we can get these free resources, which is vital when you're out of work, until we really need them. So, number one, your library. A lot of us forget about that library and don't realize what it has in it.
Libraries are a wonderful resource. You can go. They offer free computer classes, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You can learn those skills on the computer. They also have computer labs where you can go and use the computer free of charge, free wireless access. It's also a great way to save money. You can check out your books, your DVDs, your CDs, and you get your little entertainment, and it's a wonderful resource.
Workforce Solutions.
Workforce Solutions is an agency that offers job search tips. They have an online bank, job search bank. They have information on job fairs. They also allow people to use free fax machines, copy machines, Xerox machines, telephones. And that's very important when you don't have those resources anymore. You're trying to save money.
Yeah. There's lots of employer and government services, and I would imagine there's even many more now since we had this economic kind of downfall for the last couple of years. So what types of things in particular should we be looking for? What kinds of services can they offer?
The government services offer a lot of help for people with employment barriers, people that are facing age discrimination. They may have disabilities. They may have lack of skills. They may just are entering the workforce. United Way has several different job locations, job connection centers, and also Goodwill of Houston has job connection centers. Another free resource that people might take advantage of is the Houston Volunteer Lawyer Program. Unfortunately, a layoff, you end up with some financial challenges, and very sadly, people may be forced to file bankruptcy. So if you qualify, according to their website, you can get some free legal advice.
Wow, okay. Churches, another place that is funny, you know, a lot of us, you might kind of stray away, but when you're up against the wall, like you said, you find God again. And then you go to the churches, which have forever been there as a foundation for
he certainly
and networking.
He certainly got my attention in my first layoff in '94. Churches offer unemployment ministries. If you do a Google search and do unemployment ministries in and around the Houston area, there are so many. Some of the top ones that I'm familiar with is the first one is Between Jobs Ministry. That's located in Spring. It's affiliated with Northwest Bible Church. They have anywhere from 300 to 500 to 700 people each week.
Wow.
There is Job Search Survival Ministry. They are affiliated with Sugar Creek Baptist Church. What I like about that ministry is it's a 3-week series of workshops, and they rotate between all of the different libraries in Fort Bend County. So no matter where you live, Richmond, Rosenberg, Sugar Land, Missouri City, there's a library near you that you can go to.
Lots of websites and publications. One thing that we have today that we didn't have, you know, just relatively a few years ago is access to the world online.
Absolutely. There are 2 different publications that I recommend. One is called the 2010 Crossroads Career Workbook, and also the Riley Guide. And what these do, they're free. You just download them from the computer. And it's like a workbook to help people put on paper and reassess their skills. What skills do I have? Where do I want to go? They help you. Something about putting it down on paper in black and white helps you learn to focus your job search.
And again, to remember that you may have lost your job, but you haven't lost your skills.
That's
that goes
exactly
with you
right.
Always.
That's exactly right.
Well, thank you so much for these tips.
You're welcome.
Mary brought copies of her book, Help for the laid off. For some of you in the audience, so some of you in the audience are getting a copy of this book, and there's an insert with tips on how to support your spouse also if they're going through a layoff. It's one of the most stressful experiences a married couple can go through, but those tips can help get you through. We put those tips along with the free resources Mary spoke about today on our website, and on KHOU.com there's a Get a Job section with the information as well. As we mentioned earlier, resumes are usually the first thing an employer notices before they call for an interview. So what else might your resume be lacking? Job search expert Rick Gillis has another tip for us.
Deborah, one of the big things I see so often in resumes is people don't tell me what they want. You'll notice in this resume, nowhere in here does it say what position they're seeking. That's really important. It's specific. And then the objective statement, you can't be telling people what you are seeking. You have to tell people what it is you're going to do for them. Now, if we go to a good resume, let me show you give you an idea. Right off the bat, and this is something I'm proud of. I've created this thing. It's called the seeking statement. It gives the company name, it tells the job title, and it gives a reference number. Make sure this resume can easily be forwarded to the right person, to the hiring manager. Make it easy for the first person who gets it to send it on. The next thing I'd like to point out is if you go to the objective statement, your objective statement should say, I am capable of, and then speak to what it is you're going to do for the organization. That's important. The 30,000-foot overview, tell me how you're going to add value to my organization, not what you expect me to do for you. That's how you find a job.
All right, thank you very much, Rick. So include a seeking statement and make sure your objective tells the employer how you can add value to their organization. Up next, the importance of networking.